Robert Daniels, known as Bob Daniels, known as a visual scientist. Born in Westchester, now living in Harlem. From money earned in Mount Vernon. One of 8 children. Sophie and William Daniels, mother and father, God bless them. Grandmother Elizabeth, great influence in my life. Former athlete, which helped with my discipline in the arts. Started when I was very young, I guess the 2nd grade. Actually, I guess before then. I was very energetic as a child, always getting into stuff. So my mother used to cook in the kitchen, and I used to grab odds and ends, pencils and crayons, and she had the biscuits in the oven. I'd be on the floor of the kitchen absorbing that heat in that cold house. And I was always up under my mother, so that gave me a chance to do what I do and also have my mother's attention. So that was pretty cool with me.
When did you realize that you wanted to become an artist?
That's a hard question. When I realized that I wanted to become a professional artist was, I always had the skill, always had the talent, and it was always part of my development along with my academics and my athletics. However, one always needs something that they can fall back on, and art was that endeavor. Plus the fact that the challenge was, how good really was I? And so to accept that challenge meant that I had to put more time into it, like the athletics. I remember when I had an accident in junior high school, and people thought I was going to be crippled for the rest of my life. And I knew that I wanted to walk again. I knew I was going to walk again. I knew I wanted to play sports again. The challenge was the work. So, the challenge in life, are you up to the task? Can you make an opportunity? Can you make a way out of no way? And they say God makes a way out of no way. And, you have to do your best and He'll provide the rest.
How has being an athlete helped shape you or helped define you at becoming an artist?
Knowing the fact that I went from being a nothing to a somebody, in a world where there are literally thousands and thousands of young men who participate in sports. And to go to a level of being a no-name to a first-team high school All-American, going to the Nationals, going to the Olympic trials, going from there to becoming a national champion in college, to set world records, to set national records, to being who's who in American sports. 3 out of 3 years that I was in Texas, that made me feel like I could achieve anything. It also gave me the discipline to know that if I set my mind to a goal and I worked at it, that I could accomplish it.
Where do you see visual art going, in your opinion?
Well, even though people are making a clamor out of art, money's being taken away and subsidies being lost and budgets being cut, we have to all realize that art makes the world go around. There is nothing that is done on a daily basis that art is not included into it. Design, fashion, architecture, engineering, everything revolves around art, everything. As simplistic as it is, it's so complex. And with the internet being what it is today, I see more and more people going to the internet to get the international exposure, since it seems to be very difficult to travel in the world today. There's so much going on. There's so much political unrest. It seems like people just aren't tolerating what they used to take in terms of government policies anymore. So a lot of people are staying at home, and America is not the standard anymore in the European market. So a lot of people are flocking to the internet. So you're going to find a lot of marketing being done via the visual imagery being put into a visual media type of telecasting, and plus it's a lot cheaper.